All right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, breaking news. Court orders IGP Usman Baba AIG's arrest for contempt. All right, my people, the news in details. Well, onto this, the National Industrial Court in Abuja has ordered the arrest of the Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Alkali Baba and the First Secretary AIG Afis Inoa due to their failure to obey a court order considered as an act of contempt. Previously, the court had directed the Inspector General to re-employ certain police officers, graduates of courses 33, 34, and 35 from the police academy who were reportedly forced into retirement. However, the court order was allegedly disregarded by the Inspector General. The officer who were forcefully retired took their grievances to the court and then sought an order to nullify their compulsory retirement. The court, overseen by Justice Oyebiola Oyewumi, ruled that the Inspector General, the Police Service Commission, and the First Secretary should restore the officers to their positions. Despite the judgment being delivered on April 19, 2022, the Inspector General and then other defendants have not yet followed the court order. In a recent directive given on June 8, 2023, Justice Oyewumi reprimanded the Inspector General for not complying with the court's ruling despite advice from pertinent police force stakeholders. The court order criticized the Inspector General for his defiance. According to the statement, I quote, "This is an officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who swore an oath to uphold the rule of law, and the same law he has now failed or refused to obey." Justice Oyewumi continued expressing dismay at the precedent being set by the police chief behavior and then calling the situation preposterous and then appalling. Well, the court order concluded by declaring the Inspector General and the First Secretary in contempt of court, demanding their arrest and then appearance before the court for necessary action. The case will be continued on October 9, 2023. All right, my brother, my sister, this is another strong one that is reaching us. Well, as it stands right now, let it just be, told. This is another regime. For all those people who had, made a fool of every other region, made a fool of Nigerians, in fact, made a fool of Nigeria as a country. Right now, the good Lord is set to listen to his people. The good Lord is set to do the needful for his people. Right now, it is now known that nobody is above the law. Somebody was asking that question, that which policeman can arrest an AIG? That how possible is that? My brother, my sister, nobody is above the law, and that's exactly what it is. Except you are bigger than God. That's when you can say you cannot be arrested. That's one thing about this country. They believe that when you are in one position, you are bigger than anybody, that you are now like God. That's so serious. Well, according to a comment here by an anonymous person, say, well, the IG should be dealt with accordingly. If I may ask, why both Police Affairs and the Police Service Commission were not involved in the case? These two bodies are so important to the reinstatement of the officers. Well, The Inspector General of Police could only act when Police Service Commission directs on what to do. I hereby advise the court to immediately involve Police Service Commission and then Police Affairs Ministry for the immediate reinstatement of the officer. All right, that's another strong one that's reaching us. Well, my brother, my sister, no, I've said it times to that number that as far as this country is concerned, as far as Nigeria is concerned, all we need is togetherness. All we need is a strong prayer. Let the people gather themselves together. God will definitely flush out every bad egg, everyone who is making his people to cry. Definitely God will flush them out. Yes, with the old story, with the whole thing that is happening in the country right now, and I know a lot of people are now like, oh, it's like it's this time for God to help Nigeria. It is time for God to save the people. Yes, now anybody can be arrested. That's another thing, and then let us see how it goes. God helping them if they are guilty. Another thing might just happen that they have to sack them. Yes, so and exactly what it is. I know Emefiele, the CBN governor, never saw this coming, but look at where he is right now. That's exactly what we are talking about. If you are somebody, you believe that the world is under your feet, that you can do and undo, now you will understand that there is God in heaven who is greater than every other human being. Yes, so every human being, so to say, because right now you cannot say, oh, you are on top of the game, you can do and undo, and then make people cry. That's exactly what it is. Well, still on the matter, Yoruba Nation, no going back, exactly what it is, exactly what the people are actually talking about. Well, onto this the Yoruba people have made it clear, most especially the Yoruba Nation agitators have made it clear that there's no going back as far as the Yoruba Nation movement is concerned, because provided the so-called 1999 constitution is still what the present government is working with, my brother, my sister, there's need for the Yoruba Nation to go their separate ways, because it can never favor us. Yes, and exactly what we are actually talking about. Yeah, so but right now, even as it stands, God will continue to deal with every enemy of our soul, since we are still in that same country. So as it is, we'll make sure we keep passing the informations to you. Well, the truth right now had been that nobody is bigger than the law. All right, so my brother, my sister, majority of things though had actually been said on to this one. What more can we say? Meanwhile, let me have your own take on this, my people, and remember to subscribe for more updates if you are just joining us on this channel. All right, thanks and God bless.